But either way, the Call Me Crazy show.
Tucson, Arizona, the Call Me Crazy show here in Indio, California, man.
You see that? The Call Me Crazy show, 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 the Call Me Crazy show.
My name is Ray Daniel. I'm a crazy motherfucker. I get so wasted on TV.
The Call Me Crazy show, and I can't tell you what, Matt.
What up, Tucson, Arizona? This is the Call Me Crazy show, episode 190. Episode 190. Here we are in an undisclosed location. The reason I'm doing it at a different location is because I'm pressed for time and I have to utilize my time well because I have to do certain things when I get up this morning. But anyways, this is episode 190. It is April 21st, 2008. And I know this is a recurring subject, but I have to go over it. A week ago, Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama had a live, televised debate. And anyways, it was held in, where was it held at? I think it's Philadelphia. But I'm not sure. But anyways, it was one of the most interesting political debates I have ever seen in my entire life. Because as a kid, or I should say as a teenager, I have spent quite enough time listening and hearing and seeing these things. But for the debate that just happened a week ago between you two guys, wow, it was intense. There was a lot of what was the word I'm looking for? A lot of intensity on there between both of them, because they both know that either or for the sake of the country, it really doesn't matter who wins the nomination at this point. What really matters is that a Democrat wins the presidency. And Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton both earned some more points for me because they both confirmed what I just said, that they said the long term, the best thing for a country is to, like I said, have a Democrat in the White House. But Hillary Clinton said she's the better person for it, and Barack Obama said he's the better person for it. Okay, so now the biggest thing on the whole agenda of the debate was what would they do once they're elected president? What's their plan to do certain things? And their plan for Iraq is a very touchy one. Because get this, Hillary Clinton, as we all know it, Call Me Crazy is an official endorsement of Hillary Clinton. Anyway, Hillary Clinton said she will pull out all troops, or try to pull out as many troops as possible within the first 60 days of her presidency. Barack Obama, on the other hand, said that he would take up to, I'm not sure on if I believe he said 16 months, he would do a withdrawal plan within 16 months as Barack Obama's timetable for getting out of Iraq, and then 60 days for the Hillary Clinton campaign that he would turn things around and start bringing troops and here's the important part, equipment home. What people fail to realize is that we have hundreds and thousands of soldiers over there. And with that, we've got so much equipment, it's not going to be a thing where we can get up in several days and that's it. We got tons and tons of equipment and so many different posts and different positions out there that it's going to take several weeks to get to eventually or hopefully pull out. Okay, now here's the thing that they also asked them. Okay, now the troops are out, hypothetical situation, the troops are out of Iraq, and Iraq destabilizes. Iraq resorts back to the mindless violence of how it was being run before by the former party of, Saddam Hussein. You know, and the point is Hillary Clinton is saying, you know, for far too long, we have been paying the price, not only in dollars, but in American lives, because we have no solution over there. And pretty much the only solution is the one that President Bush and his cohort see is the dollar sign. But you know what? If Iraq has to destabilize before it can become stronger, then so be it. You know, we've been there almost 5 years, almost 6 years as a matter of fact. No end in sight, you know, and they're taking us for granted, you know. And I'm sorry that it's such a touchy subject, you know. There's so many different things here at home that need to be addressed and taken care of. And the money being spent over there is just humongous. It's not in the millions, but in the billions that we've been spending every week over there. And not only that, but it's a catastrophic toll on our U.S. citizens, because at last count, it's past the 4,000 mark. And for what? You know, they can't tell you, because they're gone. And for me and for us, the people who are alive or well, we can't even think of a reason. You know, a lot of people believe back when 9/11 happened was Iraq. We all know Osama bin Laden was responsible, but back then information wasn't very strong. And so that's when George W. Bush said that Iraq was behind 9/11. They were funding the terrorism. And remember that fiasco that happened. It turns out there was no weapons of mass destruction. There were a bunch of lies. But what else is new? So that's that. People are afraid to call it a civil war in Iraq. That's exactly what it is. And if it gets forced after leave, so let it be. Let it be so. And here's the thing. I think that Hillary Clinton's gonna get in there and she's gonna realize that she cannot pull out. Because here's the one thing I come to realize is that okay, if we do pull out, there's not a U.S. presence anymore. So that means they're in control again of the oil field, and they can tap and sell as much as they want because we're not there anymore. So what happens then? Will Iraq become a powerhouse in terms of selling oil back on the foreign market? Because right now you got to remember, the U.S. and the international community owns most of that oil right now in Iraq. We have an agreement where we have a 30-year lease on some of the oil fields. It's very complicated. The more I dig into it, the more confused I get. But that's the feeling I get, that it's not going to be an easy job pulling out of there. And then they also said, Hillary Clinton, Barack Obama said they would like to focus more on the war on the other front of Afghanistan. Because we all remember, we went to Afghanistan for one reason only, was to go find bin Laden and topple the Taliban. And it's hard to imagine, it's hard to believe now, and I know they struggle and they fight for us, but it's 6 years and the Taliban is still around over there in Afghanistan. They're not as strong as they were before, but they're still out there. And Osama bin Laden has been caught. So that's a quagmire that we're in. And I know it's not Family Guy. And by the way, Family Guy rocks. But this thing's gonna be going on for years and years. You know, I would hate to think that there's a U.S. presence in Iraq for the next 50 years. Oh, man, we have so many problems here at home. You know, we have the infrastructure here in the U.S. It's in shambles. It's not working for the common man. For Bush and his friends, it's working out perfectly because they keep getting richer and richer, and the poor keep getting poorer and poorer. You know, sure, they did that stimulus package this year for 2008, but injecting more money into the economy doesn't really help out a lot. Not in terms of how they would like for us to think. It's going to get people out of debt, and it's going to make people buy a car, and basically it's going to help them get paid bills. Not big bills, I think. But don't get me started on taxes. That's another. I'm going to be throwing album titles throughout my next several episodes. Working title, I also have Death and Taxes. Death and taxes has been a thing. You know, nothing's certain in this life, guys, out there in La La Land. But fucking dying and fucking paying taxes. You know, you pay taxes on every single thing in this country, you know. But that's a good thing. You know, we got to do that wisely. But if with our taxpayers' money, if it's going into the wallets of the fat cats, or the oil company and the pharmaceutical company, then we're doing something wrong. Do you know what I'm saying? I know what you're saying, you know. So, you know, tax dollars are being spent wrong in this country. They have been spent wrong for the past 8 years. You know, a lot of funding has been cut off. From what I know, public assistance funding has been cut off for several years now. I know certain people who don't qualify, they qualify, and only to find out that there's no federal contract and federal funding for public assistance. And we live in the greatest country in the world, and to think that every American in the country does not have affordable health insurance is a fucking travesty. It's a fucking shame that we live in the US of A, greatest country in the world. I love it. Birthplace of rock and roll, and yet there are kids out there who cannot afford their medicine that they need monthly because mom and dad have other bigger bills they got to worry about. You know, how is it that in other countries like Europe, several countries in Europe, everything's paid for? You know, if I'm correct, I think England, the UK, I think it's universal health care in the UK. Imagine that. Ain't that the greatest thing? Every citizen in the UK is taken care of by the health care system. With the way it should be, right? Don't you think? I think, you know. And you know, people don't qualify, they're underqualified, they're overqualified. But yet the politicians in Washington, they don't care because their kids have health insurance provided by the government for them. But yet a family of four in South Tucson can't get access insurance because they make $12 over the federal guidelines, you know. So fuck them. And to think that we're the greatest country in the world and yet the poverty level here still exists. There's a thing that called poverty that still exists in the U.S. You know, you can go to any city in America and find it. In the inner city, out in the rural areas, you know. You ever see the Extreme Home Makeover once in a while? I do. And God, they show some of the houses these people live in. It's like with no running water. It's roach infested. You know, and this is the U.S. You know, and it brings to mind back in 2005. What month was it? August 2005, when Hurricane Katrina hit in New Orleans. It's now April 2008. The recovery is still going on. There are people still not living in permanent homes. You know, and it's just 3 years after the fact. Oh, but God forbid if Washington, D.C. got hit by Hurricane Katrina. That shit would have been fixed up the next day. You know? But what do they care? New Orleans is half a country away from Washington. What do they care? George Bush didn't care then. He don't care now. You know? Yeah, and when President Bush does tour New Orleans, he tours the 1 or 2 neighborhoods that are restored by the rich people. But you can still go down there and there's 8,000 homes still in the original condition when Hurricane Katrina left. All that mold and shit, and that's the U.S. And you know, good riddance when George W. Bush leaves office. Good fucking riddance, because in my book, he has done nothing great for this country. You know, and you know what he plans to do, guys? Oh, it just fucking kills me. You know what George W. Bush plans to do after leaving office? he plans to hit the lecture circuit, get paid for it, you know, and the people who go for these lectures, they pay thousands of dollars just to hear these people talk. And you know, George W. Bush giving an inspirational talk is like saying a blind man is going to teach a group of blind kids how to cross the street without the walking stick. You know, and he's going to say he's going to get kicked back in Crawford, Texas, and ride off into the fucking sunset with everyone's fucking money in his pocket. That fucking fuck. Fuck him. You know, they should just fucking tear down that White House, build a new one, because it's shit tainted. That Dick Cheney and George W. Bush is tainted. You know, it's like that mold. You know, you don't see mold, but if you fucking open up your house, you'll find mold and fungi and fungus. That's that shit. They're that fungus. We gotta exterminate that shit. And when that new Democrat president goes in there, you know, if they have to put that big old tarp over the White House, you know, oh, we're fumigating the White House. That's that Dick Cheney ass smell doing there. You know, that's a good thing. We want to do that. And you know, that money they spend in the White House to soup it up every administration, you know, just I can redecorate that place for $10. Give me $10, I'll take that shit to Family Dollar and I'll redecorate the White House for $10. Fuck buying $10,000 plates for different occasions, for different seasons. Fuck that. Just buy the same plate, plastic at Family Dollar, and all the head of state that go to the White House for that 8 years, they can eat off the same goddamn plate that the Emperor of Japan ate off the day the Emperor of India ate off also. So fuck that. No one's too good to be eating off a 10,000 plate and then take it home with you. You know, that's what I heard. It's like you go visit Windsor Castle and have dinner with Queen Elizabeth, you get to take the plate home. It's like, fuck that. If I'm going to take the plate home, I want to crack it over her head. Right? But anyways, whoever wins the presidency is going to be fun. But if John McCain wins, that's scary. I get shiver. I shudder to fucking think what's gonna happen if John McCain fucking wins. If John McCain wins, I don't give a fuck if he's a senator from Arizona. Arizona ain't gonna see shit. They're gonna see shit up there. You know, only the select few in Phoenix is gonna get that $10 million house. Because John McCain just won the presidency of the U.S. and I'm his best friend, so now I'm getting a $10 million house. Goddamn. Fuck that. And you know what it is? That George W. policy, foreign policy, is still going to stay intact. It's like it has nothing has changed. If John McCain wins, it has nothing has changed. You know, and remember, after the Al Gore, George W. Bush election, Hunter S. Thompson killed himself. He was like, you couldn't believe it. And that was one of the primary reasons I read that he was in the state of depression when he started his brain damage. Good for him. All right, I'm out of here. I don't know what time it is. It's 6:21, April 21st, 2008, and a countdown begins to the last day because the end of days are coming, guys, and I'll be here to report them. And if I'm gonna have to be 108 years old, they'll do Call Me Crazy. I'll be 108 years old doing Call Me Crazy. And that should be around 2091. If I'm alive by 2091, hopefully World War III will already happen. By the way, there's a movie called Southland Tales by the director Donnie Darko. Don't watch it. Save yourself some trouble. Don't watch it. Alright, I'm out. God bless. I gotta do some shit before I get off before I can go to bed. But let's end it on that. Fernando, one more time, Fernando, please.